Joined by Mandy Porter, financial planner at Alexander Forbes. Good to have you with us. Well, this theme continues, Izan, so maybe now we need to slap on the wig.
Yeah, I think I definitely need to do that now.
Exactly. But Mandy, you're here to walk us through the financial advice that women often need through their life and times. Maybe if we start off with a female who's just graduated, starting off with a new job. We always want a new wardrobe and a nice pair of shoes.
Yes, indeed. And I always say don't buy those shoes. But you know, the critical thing is, I think the earlier that you invest, the better. So, you know, when you get your first paycheck, the good thing is to just put some aside and put it away. You know, one does always want to buy the new car and the new shoes and so on. But, you know, just be sensible about it and plan carefully. And if needs be, you know, engage with a financial planner, somebody who can help you put a strategy together. But absolutely, you need to put something aside. It's very, very important. Because of the power of compounding interest over time, you need to put something away at a very young age.
Does that happening though with the average South African female? Because a bird just whispered in my ear that sometimes you have families that are expecting that, you know, oh well, remember that varsity textbook that I bought you? Time to pay back now. Are we seeing it happen? Are women approaching financial planning differently to their male counterparts?
You know, I think women are fairly sensible. But, you know, if I think back when I was at university, I had cards, you know, so I went off and I bought T-shirts and I don't know what I was spending my money on. Got to the end of university and suddenly I had to pay back a study loan and I had to pay back all these cards and goodness knows what, and I went, oh, what an absolute nightmare. And, you know, so I think it is about just being sensible, consolidate, and don't live on credit. If you can, pay cash. Pay cash as far as you possibly can. I think that's quite important.
So true.
Yeah.
Have you seen a change in women over the last 10 or 20 or whatever years, in that they're becoming more investors or investor conscious than they have been historically? Hugely.
I tell you, you know, that gender gap is closing and closing. Absolutely, because women are. The modern woman today is a very powerful consumer. In many instances, she has a high qualification and she's earning. You know, she's a career woman and she's working her way up that chain. So it's absolutely, we are seeing women coming into the investment arena, you know, and it's great to see. It is. That gender gap is closing.
Well, we're happy about that. But do our women often take for granted some of the milestones that they go through in life? Because you grow up, you get married, you have children, increased responsibilities, sometimes you go through a divorce, but life happens.
Life happens, and life is very difficult. And, you know, as a woman, you have to remember that you're probably going to live 5 years longer than a man. Sorry to say.
Sorry,
so the difficulties that women face are, you know, obviously the longevity. Also the fact that there's going to be a break in service because they are, you know, they're going home to look after their children, or perhaps they're looking after elderly parents. You know, so there's a gap, there's a savings gap. And, you know, also, yes, divorce. There's a high rate of divorce in South Africa. I mean, it's something like 33% by the age of 50. You know, so, and then the death of the spouse, obviously because of the longevity issue. So, you know, there are many difficulties that women face. And so not only do you need to do your investment planning, your tax planning, etc., but you also need to do contingency planning. Yeah, so.
Is it something that you see, Izan, on a day-to-day basis?
What I'd like to know is, are there specialist products that cater for the modern woman, specifically, as you say, that there might be a break in being at home and therefore don't have the income, and can they catch it up again? And are there specific things like that out there in the market?
Yeah, look, I mean, it's incredibly tough if you're not earning an income. But, you know, obviously something like a life policy on your spouse would be the cheapest way of realizing a lump sum, you know, if there's a death in the family. But, you know, again, I think if you know you're going to have a break in service, again, you need to make a plan. You need to try and make sure that you put enough away, you know, that can see you through those years.
Exactly. It all starts with a plan and seeking proper advice from professionals like yourself.
Absolutely, 100%. That's
Mandy,
right.
thank you so much for joining us this evening.